Hello and welcome to another Blue Table Talk. I'm Kevin Helmick, President and CEO of Farmers. Thanks for joining us. Today I have a special guest, and that's Mike Mudrak. Welcome, Mike. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
This is the famous Blue Table.
It is.
How about that?
This is my first time. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. Well, welcome. Hey, Mike is our market president in our Cleveland region. And so Mike has leadership over the commercial lending efforts there. He's also our director of commercial real estate, so he has some expertise there that we're going to be talking about. But first, Mike, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting, Kevin. My first experience with Farmers was a lawn mowing account I had, passbook savings at the Lake Milton branch, right? So yeah, so it's funny how, life's journeys, where they take you. And so here I am back, whatever, 30 some years. But yeah, I was fortunate enough to start at a big regional bank in the credit department right out of college. 30 years ago. That was a good training, and I always recommend that to young folks. And from there, I went into different sorts of lending and small business lending and auto dealer lending, and then probably the late 90s got into real estate lending, and then kind of stayed in that really for the most part since, in either consulting roles or as frontline lender type work too in different markets. I had a consulting gig at a bank that I supported 60 or 70 lenders from Mahoning Valley all the way to Toledo. So I've helped people, and I still do in the role I have now, and then do some business myself too. So it's been a neat journey, and like I said, I remember as a kid going into the Farmers branch in Lake Milton and looking up at the CD rates, and it's just funny how, like I said, the journeys that you go on in life. So
yeah, we've been after you for a while. We finally got you to come over, and it just worked, and that's been wonderful. And tell us what a community, we think of Cleveland and we think of, how big that region is for a community bank like ours. Tell us what a community bank means to the greater Cleveland market.
Yeah, I think it means a lot. I think there's a couple things I look at too with Cleveland because it's such a big market. There's really sub-markets inside the broader market. The folks that live on the east side kind of have their own world in a way, in how they live and where they shop and things like that. And the folks that live on the west side, it's going to be different. So I view really the community bank model really. We had some tailwinds this year, right, with the broader banking industry with what's going on, but we have some big regionals in Cleveland, and we're having doors opened up for us that were harder last year to get into that we're getting into this year, both from folks interested, frankly, to come work with us, for us, and also introductions to prospective clients. So I think it's a good place to be. We just didn't need to do more of it in different parts of Cleveland, frankly, and that's kind of part of my medium to longer term goal is just to expand what we're doing in Beechwood. So anyway.
Yeah, your understanding of that's great. I mean, just the way you break it down, because like Chesterland, Beechwood, kind of the east side, is Hudson is really a different market than Strongsville, and we have a retirement plan company in Fairview Park, and so west side, east side, they are, they're different. They're different communities. So.
Yeah, the last 6 or 7 years I've worked on Sugar and Boulevards in different, mostly LPO type roles, with banks that didn't really have any sort of flag that your individual brand was more important than the bank's flag. They didn't have any presence there. So you have to learn how to do business in those sort of markets when you have some big brothers that are in that market, some legacy banks. And so you have to kind of create your own business. And then one of the things I found even with employees, it's for a west sider to work on the east side, that might be 40 minutes with no traffic and close to an hour with traffic. And so one of the things we found was we had a mix of folks at the one shop that were west side and east side, and then we broke off and they worked on the west side. But they were starting to wear out. So I think longer term, it really is markets within that. Mentor is another market too. It's Cleveland, but it's really its own little market. And you get into Strongsville, it's kind of its own market too. So as the wheels turn for me when I look ahead, those are the markets where we just need to take our brand, our product, and get it there, and then we'll be successful.
Yeah.
So.
No, great. So one of the areas of expertise that we appreciate that you have is real estate, right? So I get a lot of questions about commercial real estate right now and in office, and we see the Fed raising rates, and it's causing some stress in certain areas of the economy. And one of those areas that people are concerned about is CRE office. But tell us more broadly and generally the opportunities and some of the things that you're looking at when it comes to real estate.
Yeah, sure. So I think there's a couple I think there's a couple good things. We really, the markets we're in, we don't have a lot of exposure to office. We weren't a big metro bank in many ways. We have a few here and there, but that's not to be unexpected. So I would say the core of, as I see it with our bank, we do a lot of what I call hobby real estate deals, loans. These are folks that have businesses or day jobs, and this is a diversification. It's stocks, it's something else, it's an apartment building. So we do a fair amount of that. That will continue. I think that need for diversification is gonna just drive right on through the economic condition that we have this year, assuming it doesn't get a lot worse, and I don't think it will. And I think from a balance sheet standpoint, I'm in a good spot as a lender because our balance sheet's strong and we have money to lend. And some folks are really on the sidelines right now. They're kind of loaned up, and it's small banks, it's regional, so we have an advantage there too. But I think there's opportunities for us to get in with names that we haven't had much penetration with in terms of the relationship. But now, again, the doors are opening up more, which is kind of nice. So I'm looking forward to it.
Great. Well, I want to thank you once again for joining us. Yeah. This is an opportunity for Farmers Nation to meet Mike Mudrak. Yeah. As I said, Mike is our president, market president in our Cleveland market, and real estate expert and an advisor to all of us and our lenders. And we appreciate all your insights today.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. This has been nice.
Awesome. So thanks, everyone. That's another Blue Table Talk. And until next time, we'll see everybody. Bye-bye.